Hey everyone, this is going to be the real message for February 23rd. All right, February 23rd, message for the collective, the real message. It's general, it's not going to resonate with everyone. If I resonate with you and you would like a personal reading with me, you can reach me at the links in the description box below. There are 3 ways to reach me, 3 ways to donate. All personal readings are done by donation, and a donation is required in order to receive a reading. Please read the directions there to cut down on time for both of us. I still get to everyone in the allotted time, which is like, 4 business days for a video and just wherever we can work it out for lives. However, it's just kind of, I don't want to use the term chaotic, but it's just different. It's a little bit more, I guess, chaotic because of the move. All right. So, only a couple more weeks left of that, and then probably a week or 2 more to get everything situated. And we should be back on track. Thank you for everyone, or thank you to everyone rather, for sticking with me. Yeah, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. For everyone that's been sending healing energy and light to my little one, thank you. He's recovering nicely. And a lot of you don't know what's going on with my older son, but those of you that do, thank you for that as well. February 23rd, message for the collective. Clouds, mystical. Yeah, lots of mystical things happening. To a point, even people that are very far along on their journey are like, whoa. Whoa. Also, I'm finding that some of us are getting caught with our head in the clouds. I don't know why that is. I mean, I have a couple of theories. I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. I mean, just remember reality too, Dreams, incubation. Yeah, absolutely. Dreams are, dreams are pretty intense for those of us that dream. I don't feel like they're intense for everyone. But if you are a dreamer, if that's how you receive a lot of your information, dreams are very, very intense lately. I'm not sure what's going on with 2019. Like, I know it's going to be a harder year. I know it's drudging up a lot of weak areas. I know we are being faced with quite a bit of intense challenges. But there's something very different. The feel is very different about this year. I feel like a lot of people are coming into not necessarily an awakening, but more like a realization of what they are, of who they are, of where they're supposed to be, time wasted, things like this. I feel like a lot of people are coming into sort of their mystical powers, if you want to call it that. Foresight is big. Foresight is big. It's funny this card comes out because I actually considered doing a tea leaf reading this morning for y'all, and then decided it's too much work because I got to get these done before the little one wakes up. So maybe tomorrow I will do that for y'all. But foresight, yeah, foresight is big, and it's happening with people that don't normally experience things like that. Also, people that have been trying to block out these things to live a sort of more traditional life, to live a sort of more, the life that society says is what you do. You get married, you have kids, you get the cars, you get the job, you get the place to live. I'm picturing fucking, Whoville or some shit, right? Like everybody pulls in at the same time and pulls out at the same time. That's not Whoville. That's, Edward Scissorhands. like all the houses are the same color, you know, like society says you live this way. And I feel like a lot of people that have done that have been starting to sort of have this recent pull on them that maybe this is not where they're supposed to be. Maybe they're meant for something far greater. And so a lot of people will be dealing with that. A lot of people will be dealing with how to either juggle both. They'll be trying to figure out how to stay with their current situation and sort of bring in their mysticism and foresight and spiritual gifts, and try to hold on to one while they focus on their true path and possibly incorporate their family somehow with that. Some people will have to face the music and understand that that part of life was simply there for lessons and to bring in certain souls. And they will have to, again, face the music in part ways in order to go on their path. However, you still have some that will choose to continue to go to the programmed society way and still try to block out everything they are supposed to be in their true path. Now, it's for those people that my heart truly goes out, because those are the ones that will have the most struggles and troubles, sadness, heartache, and hurt. It will be very, very hard for them. I keep telling y'all, I cannot stress it enough. 2019 is going to be very hard. The more you resist it, the harder it will be. And I think it's hard because it's dredging up a lot of wounds. It's dredging up a lot of places where we are weak so that we can be made strong in these areas. There's a lot of reunions taking place that maybe people didn't foresee, or maybe they weren't ready. You know, people are coming through in dreams, and it's like, but you're doing your thing and I'm doing my thing. And like, what do we do with that? What do we do with that? Well, there comes a point where you're not going to be able to ignore it anymore, and you're going to have to face it as maturely and as rationally as possible, right? For those of you that are willing to face it, again, there will be those people that choose to put their head in the clouds and act like nothing is happening. And for those people, again, my heart truly goes out, because it's going to be real, real tough on y'all. But yeah, foresight is kicking up, intuition, dreams. You know, people that skeptics are even like, having to look twice. Speaking of having to look twice, twos. I'm seeing 1111, 222, 333, 444, especially surrounding certain beings. I'm seeing major synchronicities, 888, all the time, nonstop. I mean, it is nonstop. And also I'm having to do things over again. Like, I will just have done that and I'll have to go do it again. And this is many, many things. So I feel like there's this reoccurring theme of people having to do things over again. Pay attention to the synchronicities, especially if you're feeling pulled towards certain people, certain reunions. I'm not going to use certain terminology because it leads people in the wrong direction, or they get, I don't know, people get hung up on titles. But if this message is meant for you, if you're meant to understand what I'm saying, then you'll understand what I'm saying. Pay attention. And all I can say is keep your heart light. All right? Keep your heart light and go with compassion. And it ain't going to be easy. But it'll be easier now than it ever was. I can tell you that. But yeah, repeating things. I feel like I'm having to do things 2 and 3 and 4 times, and it's like it doesn't make it through the first time, and maybe even the second time, but it's like when it finally does make it through, whatever it is, it's done in a way that's perfect. If perfect was a thing, you know what I mean? So it can be frustrating, but try not to let it, because I feel like this is being done on purpose. I feel like this is universe's way of sort of like putting full stop and creating a better time or a better scenario for us. Okay, knowledge. Seek knowledge. Seek knowledge. This is huge right now, and I'm telling you, people are coming from all backgrounds, you know, to seek out knowledge in other religions and other cultures, other sort of Gnostic information. You know, you have people that have devoted their whole life to the church, to a organized religion. And it's not that anyone is turning their back on God or a higher power. I know that some may see it that way, but that's not it at all. It's just that the deeper you go, the more you see there's more out there. And for some reason, this is happening at a very, very accelerated rate right now. People are seeking knowledge. They're thirsty for it. I think it's beautiful. But there will also be people that will come to block you from that. Either they don't understand, or they're not ready, or a lot of you don't want to admit, and I know it's hard to admit, a lot of you are dealing with NPCs, and that's the bottom line. And I know that you love your husband, and I know that you love your wife, and I know that you love the mother and father of your children, but at the end of the day, these people are not insignificant. These people are very, very significant. They could be viewed as somewhat of as an oracle. You know, they're here to guide us and teach us, just like every other being in this realm. But it is what it is. Not everybody is that raw form of organic consciousness. And a lot of people are having to run into this and face this. And again, you will have people that will try to incorporate that in to the life that they know they're supposed to be leading. You will have people that leave it behind altogether. And then you will have people that leave the life that they know they're supposed to live behind altogether to go with the NPC and the societal programs. So, you know, whatever, it'll come around again. That's all I can say. It's not like now or never. You know what I mean? So, but I do see people that never have before going on like a crazy quest for knowledge, and it's just like they can't get enough. They can't get enough. All right. Confrontation. Pick your battles wisely. Confrontation. Pick your battles wisely. Again, you're coming up against people. A lot of people are experiencing gifts that they've never had, dreams of people that they like. There is a pull from spirit that isn't really able to be controlled. You know what I mean? And I have a theory that on a subconscious level, we are the ones doing this. Like, for whatever reason, it's like this internal clock. We know that it's time. And so it's our spirit that is calling in others, you know. I know for me personally, I see certain peaks of my life and I see certain things that I do where I send out a beacon. Now, I don't necessarily mean to send it out much of the time, but I know when people start popping up, like, I know that it was me that sent that signal, you know. But overall, you will have people that this will create a lot of confrontation with, okay? You will have people that don't understand your connections. And that's understandable. You know what I'm saying? From a higher consciousness, from a, you know, because we all started somewhere. So even if you were born awake and, you know, just as a child, you know, it's from a higher consciousness, from a higher sort of a raw organic consciousness. It's easy to look at the carnal mind and the, you know, the NPC and see why they can't understand and why they will never understand. And I think still it's important to be very patient with them to a point, you know, because they're still sentient. But yeah, you'll be running into a lot of confrontation, unfortunately, to people who just don't understand. You will have a lot of people that have purposely been put in your path to block you from seeking knowledge. And this has happened throughout time. It's always been there. It will always be there. It is something that you will come up against here. But I would say pick your battles wisely. Not everything needs to be a fight. If you can shrug it off, shrug it off. If you can be compassionate, because a lot of times the people that are causing the confrontation truly don't understand. They are either NPCs, all right, robots. Some of them are actually malevolent beings, okay? Not everybody just falls into two categories, right? Organic consciousness and NPC. No, there are more categories. And some people are dealing with truly sinister beings in human form. And some people are dealing with, you know, psychic vampires. And the thing about the psychic vampire is they don't even realize that what they are. Most of the time, they don't even know what they are. But you will be coming up against these people. So you'll have to confront that, and you'll have to do it in a compassionate manner. And you'll have to pick your battles, not only because you need to be patient with them, but also because it will be happening to some of you so much that if you don't, you will drive yourself insane. You will turn to drinking, drugs, sleep, depression, you will drive yourself insane. You'll either get extremely angry and have outbursts, or you'll try to numb it in other ways. You know, so know that it's there, know that it's coming. Try to analyze everything from your higher self. And I think that may make it easier for the confrontation that is coming our way, because it's not going to stop. Okay. So you have quite a few things working here. You've got 2019, which I'm not into astrology. I don't know. I mean, sometimes I'd like to be in it more, but I don't know what's going on in the universe. But I do know that there's this pull, and it's much harder, and it's awakening wounds and weak areas and things like that. So you have that's going to be confrontational with yourself. Then you have other people that you are dealing with that will want to be confrontational with you as you grow on your journey. They won't want you to grow. Either they don't understand, they're not meant to grow with you, or they're literally a nasty being that is trying to stop you from growing. Either way, take it as it resonates. All right, so the next card is Archangel Gabriel, messenger of creativity and hope. Messenger of creativity and hope. Yeah, there's a lot of that going on in dreams and foresight. A lot of people with creative energy coming together right now, giving each other hope. But ultimately, there's still a lot of things that are going to have to be dealt with by each individual, you know. And there are unions coming together or starting to get closer. It's like the pull. You just cannot fight the pull anymore. You fought it for years, maybe months, maybe weeks. I don't know. Who knows? But you just can't fight it anymore. And you'll notice with these specific unions, again, I'm not going to use titles because people get caught up on labels. But you'll notice with these specific unions, you'll have two extremely creative people. Extremely creative. They will... It's hard to explain, but you'll notice... Technology will start glitching out when these people unite or communicate. You'll notice major, massive synchronicities. You'll notice a complete shift in your energy. Completely. I mean, it's like you sort of can't have a worry. It's sort of like this person ignites the other side of you, like the complete spiritual being who says all these human problems are bullshit, you know. And it's when you're in their presence, it's like, I don't know, man, it's really weird. So you have a lot going on right now. There's so much going on, but these people for one another, they are the messengers of creativity and hope. Okay, forgiveness. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. Okay, this is a lesson that I think many of these unions that are coming back together have had to learn, but also currently learning. You know, I mean, some really fucked up things have happened to me recently, and I gotta tell you, several years ago on my journey, I would have flipped shit. I mean, I would have fucking flipped shit. It's only now that I can see that people are going to do what they're going to do. People are going to make their choices. And all you can really do is let them and love them. Now, that doesn't mean take abuse. That doesn't mean take disrespect. But it does mean that you cannot hold on to grudges and resentment so tight that it starts to rot you from the inside. Fear. I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. Right? Because anger comes from fear, stress comes from fear, and fear creates blockages. I'm telling you, there's a huge pull to just love, to go with the flow and love and be loved. And now, don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. I'm not no airy fairy, one love, peace, I forgive you type of person. If you do some fucked up shit to me, I'm either going to delete you completely, or, I mean, depending on what the fucked up shit is, I may fight fire with fire. But ultimately, I will always try to throw love at you first. And every decision that I make, I sit with myself and ask myself, am I coming from a place of anger? Am I coming from a place of love? Where exactly is this coming from? Am I scared? Am I scared to let go? You know, whatever. So we are to live in the energy of love, but I feel like people mistake that for a pushover. And that's not at all what it is. And tough love is a real thing. Believe that. Tough love is a real thing. Worry. I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. Worry doesn't change an outcome. Again, one of the situations I'm dealing with right now, it's like everybody's like, you know, I had to tell someone yesterday, you're making it worse than it has to be. Yes, the situation is very serious, but it's not going anywhere. And I feel like sometimes people don't think I'm worried enough, or I'm not, it's not that I'm emotionless. It's just that, I don't know, I'm in a different place in my journey. And like, I am more accepting of what universe brings. I've spent a lot of time in my life, over half my life, well over half my life, holding grudges, living in fear, and worrying about shit I couldn't change. And I think most of you that are watching this video have. And you're either slowly coming through that to change, or you are already through that, trying to help others through that. Where am I? Where am I? I don't know how long this video is so far. I feel like it's long. Ooh. Okay, laziness. 9 of water, laziness. All right, so with this card coming in reverse, I feel like there's a fine line between taking a break and being lazy. All right, we need to remember to rest. We need to remember to enjoy the things that we've worked so hard for, that we've wished so hard for. But also don't get too caught up that you become lazy, okay? Awareness is coming in reverse, all right? So again, you have a lot of people, like I said, and then here you have the mind, all right? Air. So like I said, you have a lot of people that are coming into awareness, that are fighting this awareness, and that people around them are fighting them. They don't want them to become aware. Now, it could be based off of fear. If they become aware, if they grow in their journey, like they're going to leave me behind, that's often a fear, and it's often an unconscious fear, but it is very real. So you have people that are blocking off their own awareness to dumb themselves down for somebody that, you know, they care about. You also have people that are scared what people may think, and so they dumb the awareness down. They block it out. All right. But ultimately, you know, the dreams are going to intensify. The foresight is going to intensify. The mysticism intensifies. The mind can only rationalize for so long before it's like, okay, yeah, this is really happening. This is really happening. I'm telling you, there's a lot of reunions going to take place. A lot of reunions are going to take place. And I'm not saying it's going to be today. And I'm not saying it's going to be this month or next month. In fact, for those of you that are having spiritual reunions with a certain someone or a certain tribe or both, it doesn't really matter when the physical reunion happens. because it's happening already. It's been happening, and it's happening stronger and stronger on the ethereal plane. Oops. Oops. You know, it's not meant to hurt anyone. That's the thing I think that a lot of people don't understand. It's not meant to hurt anyone. And until you understand the meaning of love, true love, unconditional love. And here's the thing about unconditional love and true love. You have had to, in my opinion, in my experience, with my experience, you have had to go through probably really broken, really jealous, cheating, ugly, horrible, toxic, abusive relationships in your past, both with romantic partners and friends and family member, okay? Because you were putting conditions on love, okay? You've had to feel that hate and that fear and that rot and that destruction. You've had to do that to know what conditions feel like and why they don't fucking work. So that you understand what love really is. So that you understand the true meaning and the purpose of unconditional love. And that even saying unconditional love is sort of repetitive because love is unconditional, but you don't know that at first. So these reunions, you know, people need to understand it's not meant to hurt anyone. No one's out to get anyone. It's just a higher understanding. And again, many of you are having these reunions on, you know, in the spiritual realm, in the ethereal realm, in the astral realm. So for those of you that are further along, the physical reunion, it would be nice, but it's not really important. It doesn't even really matter. And unfortunately, you have some people that are creating confrontation because they don't understand. They don't understand. And that's okay. You have to be patient with them because you have to look back and, did you understand? At first, did you understand? No, probably not. Okay, traveling. 8 of Fire here, traveling, and it's coming in reverse. So there may be some delays in travel. There may be some postpones in travel. There may be secret travel, okay, to reunite with people. I wouldn't suggest it. I wouldn't suggest it, but I don't judge you, all right? Okay, trust. Trust is huge. People are falling out of trust. People are having trouble trusting themselves. People are not trusting each other anymore. The groups of friends that they're in, their co-workers, and it's going to be hard to trust people when you are having prophetic dreams, when you are in meditation and you're having these like movie-like images play out to you. And to a point, like I said, to a point, you can act like you're not aware. You can try to block it off, but your mind is only going to be able to rationalize so much. So you saying or trying to trust these people with an inner knowing, you may not have proof, but you have an inner knowing. It's going to be harder and harder for you to force yourself to trust people and to trust situations that you know, because you know, are no good. And that's just the way it is. And that's something that we're all, I think, having to deal with right now. Okay? Comparison. Comparison. Let me get, I know what first came to mind, but let me get a clarification deck. I don't know what I did with it. Here's one. 5 of Air, all right? Again, a card of battle, a card of confrontation, a card of fight, a card of being victorious. People are starting to compare things. It's like you can make a cake without sugar, but it's not as sweet, okay? So you can have a friendship that doesn't have a true connection, but what's the fucking point? You can have a romantic relationship that's not on a soul level, but what's the fucking point? You know what I mean? So you have people starting to look at what would make them more victorious? What is this battle really about? What is it pointing out? Who am I comparing? Why am I comparing? And should I be? You know, both of these things are tall. They both grow. But they're not in the same category at all. At all. And neither one is bad or better. You have to go with what suits you. Seven of Pentacles in reverse to clarify. Because people are spending way too much time and energy in situations and relationships that they are not meant for. But I still don't think it's time wasted. I still don't think it's time wasted because I think there's a lesson in everything, even if that lesson is compassion, forgiveness. Maybe that person gave you beautiful gifts like children, okay? Maybe that person gave you beautiful, maybe that person got on your nerves so fucking bad that it forced you to take a look at your own triggers and faults, you know? Even that's worth it, in my opinion. But at some point, you've got to look at the bigger picture and understand you've got to go where you're supposed to be, bottom line. And again, this is not like an end-all be-all time. It's just a good time to do it if you want to do it. But you'll have another chance if you're not ready. Yeah, Four of Cups. See, there's no growth here. It's very stagnant. It's very stagnant. And as I mentioned, numbing things out and addictions, Four of Cups pops up. Well, why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't it, right? Four of Cups is boredom, all right? Four of Cups is, it's not, again, there's nothing wrong with either one of these. But I'm not going to build a fishing pole. I'm not going to take this oak tree and chop it down and attach a rod to it and go fishing with it, all right? I would do that with the bamboo, all right? And again, I'm not going to chop down this oak tree and eat it, but I would cook up the bamboo and eat it, okay? I'm not going to hang a fucking swing for my kids on this bamboo. I would with the oak tree. You know what I mean? It's not about, it's about the best match for it. So you can have it all. You can have it all. It can be strong. It can be real. It can be all of these things, but it can still not be enough. It can only be what it can be. And if you're in a situation where it's not enough, it's not enough. And you're going to have to face that. And again, like I said in the beginning, you'll have people that will face it and try to sort of mesh it and juggle and keep it all together. You'll have people that will clearly separate and go wherever they feel they need to go. And then you'll have people that will clearly separate and stay on the bad path. Well, not the bad path, just like not their higher path, I would say. So overall, you have the Eight of Pentacles here, which is learning something new, on a new path, on a new journey. In this, it's ordinariness. And then you have participation, the Four of Fire, but it's in reverse. And then you have the Six of Fire and success. So you have people here that are aiming for success, whether it's in the public eye or not, it really doesn't matter. Acknowledgement to self, I would say. Sort of feeling like they're worth a fuck, right? And this is obtainable, and you will obtain it, but not fully if you're not on your true path. And the Four of Fire in reverse, and four, you know, in the traditional deck, it's the Four of Wands, it's 11-11, just saying, throwing it out there. But you've got to participate in your reality. You've got to take a stand and sort of participate and be responsible for the reality that you're creating. And if you know that you're not on your true path, then you're only hurting yourself and everyone else involved. All right. But I feel like it's easy enough to get through that and work on something new, to work on new you, to work on new you. And y'all know, I believe if you're not growing, that something is wrong. We are all always growing, or at least we should be. We should always be learning something new. We should always be growing. It is when you stop growing that you should be scared. Okay, so I love you all very much, and I will see you next time.